Hello everyone, I am Tacit and welcome to the Gems of War Guild Wars week 90, day 4. So today, of course, we got ourselves, oh wait, did I not update the number? Hold up, this is day 4, right? Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Yeah, it's day 4. Okay, I got it right. Not sure why the title says 3. I have fixed it. But, yes, today we have Blue Guild Wars going on. We got the new faction going on. We hit 1,000 troops officially as of today. Probably the biggest milestone. And on top of that, as far as milestones are concerned, I finally got every kingdom to level 15. And oddly enough, no, it wasn't because we got a scroll or a Imperial off of this. Though that definitely helps. However, the reason I actually got it already was because of the writs. We were 60 writs short, and I actually got lucky and got writs off of one of the offers, which gave us the Imperial we needed, which is why we don't have this one claimed yet we still have Sword's Edge upgraded. But yeah, definitely don't forget to claim your Imperial. We'll be doing that soon. Actually, I might even just start with that. Definitely want to pick that up, that is for sure. But we officially have over 1,000 troops, and that's now possible to do within the game. And we now have every kingdom to level 15. Technically, having level 15 all kingdoms was possible prior, unlike 1,000 troops. However, still a great milestone to finally have, because now we basically have max stats in the game, especially since we also got the Underworld to max, because we got the extra attack today off of Dark Court, which of course we're still working up, and that's the main thing we'll be doing after Guild Wars here. But yeah, we got the extra permanent attack, and next we'll get HP, then we get armor, then we get a magic. However, we don't have enough kingdoms to actually even have enough to get the magic, so hopefully they add more kingdoms soon, so we can eventually get that +1 permanent magic, because that's pretty nice. Anyways, let's start with the Guild Wars, then we'll probably mess with dailies, and then the rest of the time we'll probably mess with the faction. Also, before we do any of that though, our World Event Orb is ready, so let me go grab our free power, right? 1% chance is 100% chance, go. Come on, blue power. That's neither of those two things. What's with all the oranges today? We haven't seen anything but green and orange, and it's very disappointing. Very unfortunate. Also, they have some kind of flash off for some of the blue orb thingies. It's okay value. Though, given Nomapalooza, probably not as worth it these days, but it's still around. But of course, Nomapalooza, next one, or I should say Vault Event, same difference these days. 2 weeks from now, 2 Fridays from now, the 13th. The exact day we're getting back from our trip, oddly enough, so kind of convenient. Anyways, so as we mentioned, it is Blue Guild Wars, so let's go do that. Also, what on earth is, why is the people we're up against so low? Is their guild not around? Yeah, they don't have like any of their battles in. Well, it should be a pretty free win day. If nothing else, we'll have the multiplier tomorrow for sure. There's no way we're not gonna have it. Actually, oddly enough, we've won almost every day so far. The only one we lost was against Marshall, which is the #1 guild currently in our bracket. So aside from that, we have won every other one, even against guild higher up than us currently, which is kind of funny. But yeah, just that one day we didn't end up winning on it. So hopefully we'll be able to go all the way, we'll see. You get 50 extra seals. If you already claimed during Guild War weeks, it's actually beneficial to make sure you have 2,000 seals. The reason for this is if you win on Guild War Day, one of your 2 rewards is, I'm not sure if I can still see it in my mail, but if we go to, how do I check mail? If I go to mail and check collected, oh gosh, it's gonna be behind 1 billion of these things. But there's a special thing here that, oh, it's already buried, never mind. But I believe it's like 50 seals and you get 100% EXP for the following day. Those 50 seals count towards your total of 2,000 if you don't have 2,000 yet. However, if you already have 2,000, those 50 seals will exceed your cap. So basically you get 2.5 free seal keys. Every single day you win Guild Wars, if and only if you have 2,000 seals before you claim it. So it is actually really beneficial on the Monday of every Guild War week to go and get 2,000. I'm normally not too paranoid about doing so. However, if you want to maximize on your loot, you do actually want to do it on the very first day on Monday. Get your max amount of seals so that every single day your guild wins Guild Wars, you get basically 2.5 extra seal keys, which are almost like 2.5 gem keys. So definitely worth considering. Because otherwise it counts towards your cap, counting towards your 2,000, meaning you're not actually gaining any extra from the 50. But if you already have the 2,000, you do gain something extra from the 50. Anyways, let's actually go do Guild Wars. And see what our team is. Pretty sure it's the same as always. Don't believe we need any kind of modification on it. It's been doing us good. It's been running a Grey King build, oddly enough. Just all in on Grey King. Nice, well-rounded, has pretty much everything we need. Does not have resummon, though. Does have cleanse to make up for the lack of resummon. Pretty tanky hero as well, pretty spammable. Have the extra turn off of that. Double extra turn. Grey King for the high damage, border control, and Apothecary for even more border control. So overall, works out nice. We probably want to have 20% into 8 magic if we don't have that set already. That is not what we have set. And now we do have it set. Alright, let's go around with this. Guild Wars. Fighty fights. And I believe we are good to go. Yep, blue day, blue shirt, blue everything. We're good to go. Okay, anyways, hello everyone. Hope all you've been having a wonderful weekend and hope the faction's been going well. Hello Defiant, hello Mister, hello Eric, hello NASA, hello Sushi Ninja, hello Andreas, hello Defiant, hello Cookie, hello Isabel, hello Hung, hello Mr. Jesse, hello Imperial, hello Stu, hello Barbara, hello Random Walk, and hello Vanessa. Welcome. Let's see. What do we even need here? We'll grab the, actually, can we get a cascade here? Let's go get Apothecary rolling. Used to be in Strat Gem, they booted you because you didn't meet the requirements a couple weeks. Oh no, when your daughter was born, that's unfortunate. Most guilds at least let you back in if something like that happens though, if you explain it to them. Because obviously most guilds kind of just kick whenever they see an inactive. I know I do that a lot in Puzzle Quest 3 regardless of what the reason is. But, yeah, normally if you, like, explain it to a guild, they'll let you back in. Like, sometimes you just don't know. They just see the numbers and it's like, oh, we need to kick that person. It's hard to keep track of sometimes. Let's see. Throw that down. Grab a, oh gosh, what do we even need here? Take a blue over there. Get our pokety poke over there. What are our colors we have currently? I kind of just want to target brown and just throw down a... Oh wait, we don't want to target brown here because we need a good Apothecary alignment. Blue, I guess, is probably the best thing to go for. Looks like his team was actually centered around spamming blue mana into that, so probably a good idea to kill it all the way out. Get a nice cleanse there. And that should pretty much just be match. We throw that down and red or yellow. I guess technically yellow. We got a little bit of mana accumulation out of it, so might as well. Mistralis wouldn't have given us any mana, so that gives us ever so slightly more points. And hey, we almost hit tier 1 PvP without even doing PvP this week. That's kind of funny. Actually, I might have had to for the weekly objective, but aside from that. Anything we need to do for this guy? Not really. He does have a freeze, but we have Apothecary, so we can kind of just ignore the fact he even has freeze. Let's hello, Gerudo! Welcome! Oh, what do we even take here? We'll throw that down. Get yourself an Apothecary. Take the other skull over. Throw that down onto purple. Get a... What's the coloration we have here? We have a red, purple. We have purple. Seems like purple's pretty good color to target here, even though we don't get too much value from it initially. But we're going to get a nice big Apothecary the following turn that will make up for it. Do we have any alignment anywhere? Red is a lot of mana, but it's not an extra turn. Yellow is the same deal. Green is also the same deal. Gosh, is everything just a bunch of mana but no extra turn? It sure seems like it right now. What's he about to do? He's about to do green to blue. That actually helps us quite a bit to the point where I guess we just let him do that. So he's going to do green to blue, and that basically gives us alignment by denying out our own blue, which seems a little bit weird given that our entire team is blue. However, we actually get more value from it than he will. So I can Rope Dart kill one thing. I feel like that one thing should probably be Glaceon just to get it out of the way. We have a lot of skulls on this board right now and not much way to use it. We do have a double red synergy, so it's probably a good idea just to take a red here. Actually, I want to do that before we take the yellow, I think. Just to get a bigger cascade. I almost want Mistralis here, too. I don't see a guarantee extra turn other than that, but that's not what I want to take right now. So I'm actually going to Mistralis and hope we have a better setup for destroying red. Not quite. We'll take that for now. We'll take that. Right, we still end up destroying red here. Green's also kind of beneficial because we get to recast Apothecary. That is 6. Oh no, we're not going to gain a mana immediately though. I guess we go for a red and just hope something good happens. Something good did not happen. Luckily he's frozen though, so it doesn't matter. He just Rope Darts and he's dead. Easy enough. Could have probably scolded him there actually instead. Would have been ever so slightly more points. Because one bad thing about true damage in Guild Wars is it only counts the true damage that you do, not the total amount of damage. So if you kill something with 200 durability, 100 off HP, and 100 off armor, and you kill it with 100 damage, it counts as 100 damage, not 200 damage. Whereas if you kill it with physical damage for the full 200, it counts as 200 instead of 100. Let's see. I'll take that over. And of course, one of the things that you get scored based on is how much damage you do more than the opponent. Though you're theoretically doing less damage with true damage. It's not too big a deal normally, but can affect your points slightly. He's a Mountain Crusher. Not much I could really do to answer it, especially since we're about to cast Apothecary anyways, which would kind of deny us of any value there. I guess I'll just take a yellow here and just kind of hope a follow-up happens. Not for him, though. Okay, we'll take it the brown. I kind of want to target green here, oddly enough. Actually, yellow is pretty good value, too. It'll hit everything but his hero. Which would be pretty good value there, so we'll definitely want to hit that yellow. Give us some Stralis as well. Actually, we'll give us a full Rope Dart. So let me go get rid of his hero, since that's the only thing that's not yellow on his team. We will then go target yellow, so we can go get the nice big burst there. He'll hit us a little bit, get a little bit of mountain. That should hopefully give us a good forward that we can just convert, and then we win. We don't really need red, so we'll convert away all of red. We'll probably want to target yellow here. Take a little bit of brown. We get the full mana. Throw a Mistralis. Give us a new board. Hopefully have something good off it. Get ourselves a Rope Dart again. Kill his first slot. Of course it gets resummoned. We'll go take yellow down. Gosh, what is it with resummons these last few days? We've been getting ultra bad luck on resummons. No, this one wasn't as bad as it was yesterday. Yesterday was horrific. The kind of resummon we saw during the Guild Wars. Some of the worst I've seen in a while. As far as our bad luck. That wasn't too bad. He only got one summon off himself. Hello, Donald. Welcome. Hope all's been well. Hello, Gerudo. Hello, Bishko. Welcome, welcome, welcome. There we go. Went rather smoothly. We got a book build. Seems to be all in with that, with a little bit of Zugoff. Easiest way to deal with this would be to probably kill the Zugoff immediately. So we probably want to Rope Dart the Zugoff. Gotta be careful with stuff like that on blue or yellow Guild War Day. If they have Rope Dart, they kind of just auto-die. Like right now, we just drag Zugoff to front and then one little poke and he's pretty much dead. The only thing that could happen bad here is he actually gets a good convert. Let's just double check. Blue to yellow is going to do nothing. And what's his other option? He has red to blue. Red to blue is also going to do nothing, so we'll let him do his thing. He will get no value out of it. He does have yellow to blue now, so he's going to get a little bit of value there. However, we'll just get full mana, kill out his Zugoff, and we won. We still got to deal with Book. Is he running Stealthy on it? He is not, so we can actually go and kill that out directly as well. So we'll go target his Book directly. We'll throw a nice Mistralis and hope it lands, and if not, we'll have the follow-up to go target onto blue, which is a little overkill there, and we're denying our own color, but it's still worth it. Also, probably should have taken that green, so he didn't. I don't think it's too big a deal here. Go throw another Rope Dart down. Wasn't sure if we were frozen on it or not, but we definitely aren't. They do have overlap on purple, so it looks like purple's a pretty good option to go for here. Before we do, I should probably get a cleanse already so we don't have to deal with that freeze, because I keep trying to play around it, even though it's actually not that far in our way, oddly enough. And then we stick brown or purple. Should probably double check which one was higher, but oh well. Good enough. And there we go. Overall, Guild Wars was pretty easy today. Though this guild does seem to be slightly inactive. Though still some pretty strong teams. Also, why Explode Stool? Are they just trying to troll that heavily with Transform? They really want to get that Transform value down. Committing all in. Let's see. Do I just take a blue here? I feel like I take a blue here. Because he has blue to yellow. Or yellow to blue, I mean. He also has... oh gosh, this is a pretty bad board. I can't stop both of them, can I? Actually, yes I can. I could do that. I believe that stops it. Oh no! He still has an option! No! No! Wait, does he not have the book upgraded? No, he doesn't, but he still has enough damage to kill us. No, first time a Rope Dart went down today. Okay, he doesn't have immune to silence, right? So we can just target onto blue and we'll be fine. So let's go do just that. I almost wanted to throw a cleanse preemptively though. However, nothing. Actually, that's not true. Nothing. We still need something with it. So we'll go do this on purple. Get our cleanse just to be a little safer. We'll do this on the blue. Get our value there. Make sure you can't really do anything back. We'll throw down another Mistralis just to kind of get the damage down. Ideally, that would have killed first slot. I kind of want to target this on the blue again. However, I should probably take a Skull just to make sure the Toadstool dies. He has a red to blue, which currently will do actually a lot of value. However, if he has no mana going into anything, it won't really matter. Which kind of makes me want to target blue again just to ensure that he absolutely has no option whatsoever to counter. So he'll do a thing. He'll poke us. He'll poke us again. As long as Apothecary lives here, should be fine though. Apothecary to red, which we don't even use in any way, shape, or form, even though he does for his convert. We'll then throw down a blue here just because we can. Free mana for the Apothecary to try to get that back up. Throw that. Ideally, it would have killed first slot. Luckily, the Skull just gives it to us, so we still have a way of doing so. Then can give away all of green in order to get our mana that we needed, though I think I could just take it out without even actually needing to do that. Oh well. I'll throw down our little poke again, and Mistralis actually comes through with a billion pokes, and we win. Easy enough. And that was the full Guild War. Oh, only 9,410 though. We had that one shaky battle. But, oh well. Still came through. I'll take it. How's our results been so far this week? 4150, 4150, 4150 it looks like, probably. Seemingly. That's still over 40,000 though. If that was to happen. Not too bad. Couple shaky days. Anyways, now that out of the way, let's go claim our last of our PvP tiers. Something we don't always necessarily do every single week, but on Guild War Week, it is literally free. Okay, so let's go claim these, and by claim these, I mean completely ignore the middle one and take the side two. Because we do not need those other ones. Let's just go grab a Phoenicia real quick. Clear these out. Clear out all the dailies, clear out dungeon, and we'll probably hand out a code, and then mess with the new faction. Because, of course, we did get a new faction earlier today. We're currently doing the quick kill method just to kind of get through the battle so that tomorrow night we can go do the 500 peer faction. We'll also be covering a video on it tomorrow and going from there. Also, I got a lot of things I need to record for the game because I want to record a bunch of stuff for while I'm gone, which should be getting to between tomorrow and Sunday. And if I have time on Sunday, I do want to get a quick like midday stream. That or I might do it on Monday, we'll see. Just for Puzzle Quest 3, I want to get every version out as a stream. And there's a slight chance it'll be updated by the time we stream again if I don't do it before I go. Hello, Doribus, welcome! You just finished watching your last stream and you said back in 5 hours, now you're live. Yep, that was 5 hours ago. That's kind of funny. That is kind of funny. Because the stream itself is like 3 hours, so if you catch it a little bit after the fact, it probably aligned like perfectly for the timing. Hello, Bill. Welcome. First again. You were first 2 hours into the previous one. Now you're first and 15 minutes in. Still first. It's not a first until Bill claims his first. Let's see. I'll take our explosion there. The tradition of all the past firsts. Oh, sorry, there was another question I missed. I think it was David. Oh, no, it was Andreas. Can't stay long today. Got in early morning. Do you have a team recommendation for the Peer Faction team? Yes. You run 1 of the tank of the Epic Troop and 3 of the Legend is going to be the most optimal, most likely. The tank is just because you need something to tank with. The brown-purple that has 25% score reduction, which stacks with the other 25% score reduction. And the other one is just 3 of the Legend. 3 of the Legend is because there isn't really much else for damage, and this works really well for damage. It also has mana drain, so you can keep denying out to the opposing team over and over again. Also, I wish that thing could stop resummoning. We're starting to resummon like level 1 eggs at that point. And of course, got to get our shiny Imperial. I actually currently, at this exact moment in time, have 0 Imperials right now. So we really need this Imperial. It is our only one, because I just used the last of my Imperials to max every faction, every kingdom to level 15 today. So we are actually at 0 until now, in which case we have 1. But yeah, we are really low on Imperials. The lowest we've ever been for a very long time. If we actually check right now, we can actually see how low we are. Because if we check our writs, we only have 110, which is 0. And that one Imperial is the one we just got right now. So we had 0 Imperials. We had exact enough earlier. And now we have the 1. And hopefully we'll find 2 more soon, in case we actually need another kingdom for 25 stars to get it up. Because I believe 24-star kingdom requires you to have a level 16 kingdom. And yeah, we'll be needing that soon for more kingdoms. Hopefully we'll get it. Feels good not have to worry about the stats anymore, though. Now we can use Imperials entirely for trying to get every single kingdom to level 16. However, that is going to take forever, because exactly how long it took us to get level 15 all kingdoms, it actually takes the same amount of time to get 16 kingdoms. And the main reason for this is the amount of deed books we need, as well as the Imperials. The amount of Imperials you need to get to 15 is the exact same amount of Imperials you need to get to 16 from 15. So that's kind of bad. Because we need the exact same amount of Imperials that we use to get to 15 just to go from 15 to 16. To go up 1 single level requires the exact same amount of Imperials for the entirety of 15. As well as more deeds overall, if you count the fact that deed books are more. So yeah, that's a thing. That's an unfortunate thing. That is a thing. 1 single level is more than the first 15 levels. It's why I said it's generally advised not getting anything past 15 in the current state of the game. because yeah, it's basically 15 is halfway to 16 when it comes to kingdom levels. So yeah, you generally don't want to get anything to 16 unless you're doing it like for farming purposes or like because you have to because of the requirement to get stars. And that's pretty much the only thing we're using Imperials on here for, is whenever it comes up where a kingdom absolutely requires it to get 24, 25 star, whatever it is, that is when we will get it to 16. And not a second sooner. That is entirely what we're using it for. So let's say Mrs. Scales just magically becomes like a 24, 25 star in like a couple months. We'd want to have the Imperials for that, of course, or whatever kingdom ends up having it, like Darkstone or whatever other one. Anyways, so next order of business. We cleared that. Let's go clear our dungeons real quick. And then we'll go hand out a code and mess with factions. Of course, we got the new faction today. Just trying to go deeper in there, so tomorrow night we can go do pure faction. We're up to the skip method part, so we're kind of just rushing through the first 4 rooms and just going straight to the final boss. Unfortunately, it is a 4-room instead of a 3-room, so it does have a little bit extra distance compared to normal, but overall not too bad. Also, how did he not get hit at all by that? I was hoping we'd have at least like 1 follow-up. Apparently not. That's the reason I do that, even if there is no alignment whatsoever, is you kind of just hope there would be alignment somewhere's left on the board after you do that, though apparently not so much. Can I sing that song? I'm not sure what song you're referring to, Bill. Not sure which one you're referring to. Also, we can't sing. That is not something we are capable of physically doing. Oh, do you mean the happy birthday song? Wait, whose birthday was it? I thought you were referring to something else. But yeah, we can sing the birthday song if it's your birthday. I don't see why not. Ah, it is your birthday today. Okay, we'll end up doing it then. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Bill Warhammer. Happy birthday to you. Yeah, let's go get you a code. Code time for the birthday boy. I already gave out a special code earlier this morning, so I can't give out a special code, unfortunately. However, we do still have normal codes. But here we go. Let's go hand out a code. Put it over there, put it over there, put it over there. And there you go. There is the redeem code. Use it on gemsofwar.com underneath the game code section. Hope you had a wonderful, wonderful birthday today. Invite code can be found in your settings menu, whatever game says right over there. Redeem code's right over there in chat. Just copy paste random numbers and letters, throw in NG. And give same order as always, 2 treasure maps, 1 gem key, 200 souls, 2,500 gold. Unusable on PC mobile version of the game. And there you guys go. Enjoy. And happy birthday, Bill Warhammer. The first of firsts. But, let's see, what are we looking for here? We did that, we did that, we did that. Okay, let's go do the faction. We haven't even touched the faction yet this stream. So, of course, a new faction came out earlier today. New weapon, actually looking pretty cool. I was going over this some earlier, but yeah, this weapon's not horrible. It's actually technically a bit weaker than another weapon that exists. However, it has one particular benefit on it. Well, 2 of them. One is that it uses purple mana, and the other is that it uses 2 manas. There's a green mana weapon that does 12 mana cost that basically has a slightly better ability than this thing. However, it is a fault in that it only has 1 color and it doesn't use purple, whereas this thing does use purple and it covers 2 colors. So there are a lot of instances where this weapon's actually going to not be that bad. It drains all mana from an enemy, which is very rare on hero to actually have a way to full drain an enemy troop. So that's pretty strong just in itself. And the fact that it can use purple, you can get it on Archmages to turn it and have a full mana drain. So that's pretty nice, a completely targetable full mana drain on hero. It then gets to do damage to 2 random enemies boosted by mana drained. So while its damage is not going to be consistent on what it hits, the mana drain will be, and that's probably the more important part when you're using this weapon. One other thing that's pretty nice is it does get to steal 2 mana from the first enemy, meaning that you're technically taking mana from 2 different enemies. Though do keep in mind, if you full mana drain the first enemy, you're actually going to steal 0 mana. The reason for this is you mana drain before the 2 mana drain takes effect. Like the effect of your ability takes effect before the effect of the affix on it. So it is actually not going to drain any mana, or, you know, you're not going to steal 2 mana from the first slot if you drain the first slot. So ideally, you want to hit second, third, or fourth slot with the drain, and then have the 2 mana drain hit whatever their first slot is. Keep in mind, while the mana drain on the ability is drain, or, you know, just a standard drain, the 2 mana drain to the first slot is steal. So you actually get 2 mana back, making its mana cost essentially 12 if you end up doing it. The exact same mana cost as that other weapon I was just talking about, that one green spider weapon thingy. So it technically has a 12 mana cost after you do the very first one. And of course you can half mana start it, so you only need 7, and then every subsequent one technically requires you 12, assuming their first slot has 2 mana on them. So you basically get to drain 2 things at once. You get to keep their first one from having full mana while also full draining something else on their team. It also is Darkstorm, which has insanely good synergy, obviously, with Archmage's hero class. So this weapon's actually pretty good. I'm not sure if it's going to see much use because it's a pretty slow weapon, but it's a really safe weapon. It's interesting to see how this pans out into the future. I don't feel like we're going to really see defend teams or anything with it, but it's definitely a weapon to keep an eye on. And definitely make sure to get this week, that's for sure. You can get it for 410 gems, I believe it is, or you can get it in Soulforge, so it's advised just getting it through gems by buying tier 4 in the event. But yeah, it's a pretty solid weapon. Definitely make sure to get it. Don't leave this weekend without it, because it will be a very long time before you can get it again. Next time you will be able to get it is the next Golvania event. So there's a very, very long time before that will end up happening. Or sorry, not Golvania. Yeah, actually it is a Golvania event, right? No. Yeah, because the kingdom is associated to Golvania. So the next time Golvania has an event is the next time you'd be able to get that weapon. So that could still be a while, so be mindful of that. Anyways, so let's actually go do that faction. I was just talking about it, but didn't actually do anything with it. Overall, pattern's kind of pretty straightforward as you start going in. As far as our team, we've been using a Hiking Iron Gut Zugaf meta. Actually, we're currently using 3 mythics on our team. We got like a common Thrall, and everything else is just straight mythics. Because why not? It works. But we basically just devour something and then just go crazy from there. Oh yeah, I should be setting seasons right now. I don't think I have seasons set currently. It doesn't make too big a deal, but I want 20% into 2 seasons, which is what we had set earlier. However, I set magic for Guild Wars and everything else. So let me go switch that back real quick. Okay, now we're all good to go. Alright, let's keep going through. Well, you basically just do rarity order as normal. It seems like a little bit of a weird layout, but it's pretty fluid as far as how it moves. Yeah, anytime you have access to purple, use Thrall. It is so broken. If not Thrall, at least use Leprechaun. If you're not going to use Thrall. But yeah, it's pretty broken in the mana accumulating category. Especially when you have this much mana accumulation, because look at his magic right now. He can do 112 gem destroy. All you need is 64 to full board clear. And he's currently doing way more than 64, that is for sure. He's almost clearing the whole board twice, so unfortunately it only caps at 64, because that's how many are actually on the board. That'd be kind of funny if troops like that actually cycled into the next board if they already had enough. Like if they had, let's say, like 200 destroy, they would destroy the entire board twice and then partial the other one. That's not how they work, though. They cap at however many are currently on the board. So that'd be kind of funny if that is how they worked, because they'd be even more broken than they already are. And it is a bit risky using Hiking Iron Gut first slot. However, if it works, it actually goes substantially quicker, so we've just been doing it. There's a chance we might have to switch out of doing that once we get to super deep. However, for the current level that we're at right now, it's not too risky to really bother having it this way. Though the deeper we get, the more risky it is just having Iron Gut sitting there like that. Though we do have barrier and everything else, so it's not as risky as it would normally be if we were just running it without all the potion effects. Because currently we have bought it up to tier 7 times, as well as having the barrier and all the other potions along the way, of course, up to that point. I was gonna say, hopefully that gets both of them to full mana, and hopefully just enough to just wipe the entire team. So we'll do that, and then a little poke will get him out. Whoops, if I could ever stop misclicking. There we go. If you guys still have any questions, anything you want me to go over, do let me know. Otherwise, most rest of the stream is just going to be us. Oh, wait, why am I doing every single room? I meant to just be doing rush method. Whoops. I'm like doing it as if we're supposed to be doing proper order. Whoops. But that's basically what proper order is, than anything else. That's how you do proper order. Let's see. We can actually just kill this. I keep forgetting it's targeted on the enemy. I keep forgetting he's even there. I just kind of have him for a curse. However, I almost feel like just having a second Iron Gut. Yeah, order generally goes like go this way, go for the higher multipliers, and head over to that corner, take the other one, and then go straight into the boss. However, I'm just going to go straight into the boss right now. When did we start skipping? At 200, we started skipping. If you spend 2,510 gems, you can normally start skipping at 200 and have enough to get it done by Saturday night. And still have enough sigils. Sometimes if you get lucky, you can even get it done Friday night. However, we will wait till Saturday regardless, though. That's normally how the sigils fall. Actually, how are we doing on sigils right now? 18, which means we just need to find one more Valraven. So yeah, that will definitely happen. So theoretically, we could actually do it tonight. However, as is tradition, we shall save it for tomorrow night. Let's see, we'll take that over. Get our Destroy down. Get our Devour on those annoying things. That thing had like a 100% Devour rate on me earlier. It was very annoying. Also, speaking of annoying, don't you dare die on Deathmark. The amount of times we've died to Deathmark in this first room is exceedingly high. Luckily, he just refreshed our Deathmark, so it's actually impossible for us to die this turn to Deathmark. So that was kind of lucky on our part. If they take a skull, it refreshes Deathmark. Or whenever you get re-Deathmarked, it refreshes Deathmark's 1 turn delay. Both Deathmark and Lycanthropy have a 1 turn delay, so if you were to be inflicted with Deathmark or Lycanthropy every single turn, you would actually never be killed or transformed by the effect. And the main reason for this is, for whatever reason, even if you're already inflicted with the thing and got past the 1 turn delay, it still keeps reapplying the 1 turn delay. So you basically just keep 1 turn delay spamming over and over and over again until the enemy just never dies. There's basically a 0% chance every single turn that it would end up triggering the effect. So that's basically what happened. So if he hit us with a skull, it was actually beneficial because we knew for sure he would not kill us since he refreshes that mark on skull. So if you find you're dying too much on the first or final room to the skull effects, the Deathmark thing, just try to make sure he keeps hitting you with skulls and you'll be fine. Also, why on earth did I target with that fail? So you gotta be careful. Those things have like a 100% Devour rate. It's actually closer to 14%, but that's how they have 100%. Let's see. How much you want to make a bet? He's gonna get Devour. Oh, he didn't go for it. Good. He didn't have the chance to hit his 100% Devour rate. Those things are scary. They have a really low Devour rate, but you know they're going to eventually hit it. It always happens. We're already seeing the Corpse Mare thing, or whatever it's called, or Kelpie. We're already seeing the Kelpie thing, you just that to us. It has like a, at max, a 12% Devour rate, yet it still devoured us earlier. That happens. Oh, he has Insulated? I didn't even notice that this entire time. Bitchy is immune to freeze. That doesn't come into play too often, which is probably why I didn't notice it. Yeah, no problem for the code, everyone. And yes, everyone say happy birthday to Bill. If anyone wants a happy birthday sung for their birthday, we'll do it if you want. We started as a tradition about 1.5 years ago, and yeah, we kind of just gonna keep doing it now. It started as a joke, but then became a thing. So now we sing happy birthday for everyone's birthday if they want it. Let's see, we'll take that over. Get our Destroy down. Get our Devour over there. Get our other Destroy. But yeah, what a wonderful Gems of War day to have your birthday as well. It's quite a milestone for the game. I still can't believe this game has 1,000 troops. When I started 6.5 years ago, is it that long at this point? Yeah, 6.5 years ago. Is it 7.5 or 6.5? I can't even remember. It's so long. But when I started the game several years ago, there was less than 100 troops in the game. I know, because there was an achievement to have 100 troops, and it was impossible to get because there wasn't 100 troops yet when the game launched, because one of the kingdoms got delayed, which would have pushed it over 100. However, it got delayed at launch, so they couldn't actually get it out before launch, or like right at launch, because it was like a winter-themed thing, but they couldn't get it before the break, or you know, before they couldn't upload for like a few weeks because of the holidays. But yeah, so there was a point where it was under 100, and now we're at over 1,000, which is pretty insane. There's more troops in this game than there are Pokemon. Well, that might change when next generation comes out. But then again, they don't add that many whenever they do. It's normally like 100, 200 or so. Hello, Logic Slayer. Welcome. no, don't die to death mark, don't die to death mark, don't die to death mark, yay! It's always scary. You never know. Only takes getting very unlucky once. Hello, Sabertooth Rats, welcome. Wasn't the kingdom that was delayed back then Stormheim? Yes, it was the Stormheim kingdom. It was the one that got delayed. Like in a lot of their promotional art and everything, they even like already had the troop like in it. Like one of the troops from it, yet the kingdom didn't even exist. It was originally supposed to come like during that winter, but they couldn't push it out in time for the winter, so they had to delay it till like the January or February after the fact. And during that time, you couldn't even get 100 troops for the achievement, I'm pretty sure. I know when it first started, it wasn't enough, though some of the events might have pushed it over. So back then, you only had one event every 2 weeks instead of 1 week. The 1 week thing didn't start about half a year into the game, or a year into the game. This is when they started doing an event every single week instead of every 2 weeks. What's the pure faction team? One of the tank followed by 3 legends. So 1 epic into 3 legends is the team. Pretty straightforward. You basically just spam the legend over and over again. And if you're close to dying, just cast your first slot. For that little knight we just killed. And you just spam the legend of the other one we just killed. Yeah, 1 epic, 3 legends in that order. And just feed all in your map banner into the legend. You just keep spamming it until you win. And you'd most likely be hitting last slot every single time in order to full AoE hit the enemy team, unless you really have to mana drain one of the enemies. Otherwise, you'd keep hitting last slot to maximize its damage, so it goes a bit quicker. So you have less of a chance to die, because there's no resummon. No resummon. Please get the thing, there we go. Yeah, overall, it looks like it's going to take us a total of 4 to 5 hours to get the faction done. That seems about normal for what we did. I think we timed it earlier to be about 5 hours total. Which seems like we're going to come about to that time. Because by the end of this stream, it's going to be 3.5 hours total, I believe. And the main thing that can kind of be the big variable to how long it takes is how long pure faction takes. Some pure factions are really easy and get it done in like 10 minutes. Other pure factions can take literally an hour or 2 if they're super ultra annoying. This one won't be as annoying. We actually have a proper damage source. Enemy doesn't have a proper tank that's ultra annoying. While it can tank under AI control, it's not really going to be too effective of a tank. Unlike some of them that it just does nothing and it's already super effective. Like that one Minotaur faction was awful. It's because it by default was just an insane tank. Regardless of what the AI did. You completed All-Seeing Eye Pure Faction today without potions? Nice. Yeah, that is one of the ones you kind of want to target for without potions if you are going to do it. The main reason for it is a lot of mechanics that allow you to end up doing it. It has a way to steal stats from the enemy. It has a way to skull spam while also gaining attack, which is beneficial. It has a way to convert away from the enemy before the enemy has a chance to do the convert, which is always beneficial. And the most importantly, it has resummon. And more importantly, it actually has resummon specifically on the stuff that's going to die your first 2 slots. So we can just keep resummoning the exact same thing that was already there. So pretty nice. Oh yeah, Labyrinth was probably the hardest pure faction I've ever seen. Maybe not necessarily hardest, but as far as like how annoying it was by far the worst pure faction that has ever existed. That was a absolute nightmare to do the Labyrinth. Just the way that it scales with the enemy stats is so broken. You have to kill the rare. For whatever reason, that rare is like a boss rarity troop in that specific faction. When you're doing pure faction, it is just so unkillable. You gotta kill it, and once you kill it, you basically win. You don't even care about the rest of the team. Just kill the rare as quickly as possible. And if you do, you basically win. If you kill their rare and your rare lives, you basically already won. It's as easy as that. The rare is just that unkillable in the context of that faction. Outside the faction, it's pretty underwhelming. But in that faction, it is just insane. Also, hello, Jonathan. Welcome. Also, hello, Dansk as well. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, this faction should be pretty straightforward. I don't really foresee anything bad really happening with it. We have an option to an AoE, and the AoE also has mana drain, so it should be pretty fine. Anything that has an AoE is generally pretty tame as far as getting it done. Anything that can hit all enemies simultaneously just kind of makes it pretty easy, especially when we have higher stats off of potions. What faction was a nightmare? Labyrinth. Mostly because the rare is a absurd tank, at least in the context of the faction, pure faction itself. As long as your rare lives and their rare dies, you win though. But if you're going into that with any other strategy other than that, you will lose. It's just that important to kill the rare and make sure yours lives. The death mark is scary every time I see that there. We've had it die twice, I believe, today so far off a death mark. I know it for sure it happened at least once. Very annoying when it does. Allows us to get Thrall one turn early, which is pretty needed, given that he gives us all the mana we're ever going to need. Oh, why'd I do that? I could just taken a skull in one already. Whoops. Not like he's going to win on this turn. Though that'd be kind of funny if he did. He could have. If he cascaded like 9 skulls, he would have had enough damage to kill. So it definitely could have happened. Luckily, it did not happen. But if anyone else has any other questions, let me know. We'll have the video going up hopefully tomorrow afternoon. And then hopefully sometime later that day or on Sunday, we'll have the video going over the... actually, probably want to try again Saturday night before the end of the events. But the one's going over the 3 new troops. The Mythic, which we kind of already went over the other week. The... and the 2 boss troops. However, those boss troops will be obtainable into the future. You just have to have the moon or the sun. The sun's already in Volky drop table. The moon won't be for about another 5 weeks or so. I kind of want to do that video, just kind of mention when they are all released, because it's kind of confusing. The game doesn't really give you any info on it at all unless you already kind of know, naturally. Because the game doesn't really give much of an indication whatsoever in that regard. Which is kind of unfortunate. It's one of those things that are kind of hidden that you just kind of need to know. Will I be doing a Fall Guys stream before we go? I'm not sure, because it's definitely higher priority that we get a Puzzle Quest 3 stream before I go, in case they do an update, since we've been doing a stream for every version of the game, just in case they do a big update while I'm gone, which is doubtful, but not impossible. But I don't know, maybe we'll consider it, we'll see. I believe they're doing some kind of Ratchet and Clank thing. They have the one for Ratchet already, but I think they're doing one for Clank. They did a crossover with the most recent game on PS5. Basically the Mario of PlayStation. Ratchet and Clank. It's pretty much what they are. But they did skins for both of them. The Ratchet one's been going on for the last week. The Clank one I think starts in a couple days. Not sure exactly when. I basically added a challenge system. It's something that's in quite a few, what's it called? It's a system that's in quite a few Battle Royales. Even Pokemon Unite, oddly enough, has a system like that already implemented at launch. But it's very commonly placed into Battle Royale specifically, where you do a bunch of tasks and then you get some kind of direct reward for like some kind of cosmetic. Very common in free-to-play and Battle Royale genres. Gems of War doesn't really have a direct equivalent of it though, because Battle Pass and challenges are 2 completely different things. However, the Gems of War Battle Pass does include challenges. It's not quite the same thing. Let's see what the other did. It's more common with Battle Royales because it's a good way to get rid of, or to give people a bunch of skins while increasing playtime for the game. Because they artificially make how many skins they give away low, so that it gives more incentive for whenever they do challenges to go get them, so that people play. Now, Fall Guys is starting to use that method. Which kind of makes sense. Their numbers have been kind of dwindling, though ever since they started that, it kind of went up. Though it's also because they've been doing ads for the season 5. I'm pretty sure in the last week I have gotten a dozen ads for Fall Guys. They've even been showing up on my own videos, which is kind of funny. Hello, Rogue. Welcome. Let's see. You got a 4-hour phone call. Oh, gosh. I could never be on a phone that long. Oh, your sister's birthday. I hope she had a really good birthday. She's turning 25. Nice. Yeah, she's pretty much as old as me then. I'm turning 26. Turned 27 in November. Well, I hope she had a good birthday. Yeah, it's gonna feel weird when I see family in about a week or so. Because a lot of them haven't seen me since I was like 5 or 10 or something ridiculously low. It's been like 15, 20 years since I've seen some of them. So we'll take that over. Get our throw rolling. Get our devour in there. If it'll ever let me devour. No face pinch family members. I don't think any of them really do that. Sure hope not. Yeah, still not sure if I ever want kids. I kind of do. I also kind of don't. Though I also do. It just seems like such a ridiculously long commitment. I'm pretty sure in like a decade I'll be like, oh yeah, I definitely want to. But like currently it's like, I don't know, the other issue is more so money, I would say, more so than anything. It is so much money to have a kid. Will they understand my streaming job? Some of them might. The person I'm specifically staying with doesn't even have internet, so there's that. Most of my family is extremely not into technology. There's like a few of them that somewhat are, but generally speaking, my family is super bad with technology. They're living like it's several decades ago and never stopped. Have I showed a new mythic for August yet? Yes, it's basically Beatrix, but worse. Imagine Beatrix, but if you tried making it worse than how it currently is, but you still wanted to add another troop that was like it. That's basically what it is. There's not a single instance you would use it instead of Beatrix, pretty much. Like 99% of the time, Beatrix is better. Unless you really specifically need it for the colors that it covers. Or to use a team that uses both. We even take care. I'll take that for now. Grab the other thing, get her destroyed. But why did I keep doing that? Oh, wait. He was cursed. Okay. I did not make a mistake. That was 100% intended. Luckily, he was cursed. Otherwise, that would not have devoured. That would have been the second time I make that mistake. Though luckily, the curse made it so it wasn't a mistake. The power of curse. That's why we have it there. Yeah, no, none of my family members watch my channel. Not even my mom watches my channel. Not a single person in my family has ever seen my channel. Kind of prefer it that way. Oh, don't you die off death mark. Let's see. Well, my mom hears it whenever she's home. Though she's, I think she's at work or seeing someone at the moment. One or the other, or both. But she's not here currently. Not sure what she's doing. What's a good place to look up definitions of stats effects? I'm not sure. The game doesn't really have an in-game method for it. Any effect that's ever on an enemy, you can look it up while you're on the screen. It does give a definition for what it is. Like for example, well, I'd have to get one on the enemy. But for example, if we didn't know what lycanthropy or burn or any of these things did, tells you what burning does, tells you what lycanthropy does. Once it's affected with it, of course, tells you what frozen does. Whatever it's inflicted with, it just tells you what it does. But as far as the full list, oddly enough, the game doesn't have like a nice organized location for a bunch of definitions. It doesn't have something like that. Maybe she's seen someone at work. I meant both, as in she was working and then went to see someone, not simultaneously. I know, he got resummoned. Oh gosh, I got resummoned again. Well then. Oh, I could have taken a skull to win. We only have like 1,000 damage. I'm pretty sure that would have killed. Pretty sure. Oh no, I don't talk about anything I stream with her. Closest she has ever gotten was she tried, what's it called, a while back, Candy Crush. She got in a small Candy Crush phase at one point. I didn't even show it to her, she just naturally got into it, just randomly at some point. And then just stopped completely at some point. I feel like Gems of War would be too complicated for her though. The Candy Crush days. I've never tried any like the ultra popular mobile games. Like I've never tried Pokemon Go, I've never tried Candy Crush, I've never tried Angry Birds. Like any of those like ultra over the top popular ones. I've never actually tried a single one of them before. I should try Genshin Impact. You're not the first one who asked. Probably never happening. As far as the next game we're eyeing down, it's definitely Darkest Dungeon 2. After that, well, maybe before that, depending on when they release, we're going to be doing a lot of Mario Party the end of October, because the next Mario Party game's coming out, and we'll probably also play the previous Mario Party game during that time as well, if we can get a group going. Because it has online play now, as of several months ago. Pure Faction today? No, we're going to be doing Pure Faction tomorrow night. We're just kind of working to Pure Faction currently. Just kind of doing the high-level grind. But tomorrow night will be the Pure Faction. That's normally how we split it up. Monday we do a good bulk of all the faction stuff. Or sorry, Monday. I mean Friday night. I mean Friday morning, afternoon, whatever you want to call it. We do a good bulk of the like the actual faction stuff. You know, getting everything leveled, getting the initial levels, all that. Then during the nightly stream, we pretty much get it to 500. And then on the Saturday stream, we do the Pure Faction of the 500. And sometime in between there, we cover a video on the faction itself. That's generally how we break it down whenever we do a faction thingy. So sometime during the day tomorrow, we'll have the video going over the faction, and then tomorrow night we'll be doing the Pure Faction. At the same time as always, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So probably at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, given that obviously we're doing Guild Wars first. And then we'll get around the Pure Faction. Pure Faction should be pretty straightforward. I would be surprised if we don't get it first try. It's a very straightforward premise as far as how we win. Yeah, if we can get a 4th person for Mario Party, we definitely need to. I believe it's October the new one's coming out. So not only can we play the new one, but we can also play the old one if we have enough people for it. Should be a lot of fun. I'm a huge fan of the Mario Party series. It's one of my favorite series of all times. It's been going pretty far downhill since the new developers, though, as of several years ago. However, this next Mario Party game is actually just a remake of like all the past good Mario Party maps. So there's not much they could do to mess it up, hopefully, because they're literally just recreating pretty much what already existed. They did do a few tweaks, though, like add lucky spaces, which is really annoying. Like, probably one of the most luck-based things in the entire game. It's like, oh yeah, let's go take that and just put it in here, which is really unfortunate. I'm not sure why they feel the need to do that. So at least they keep Chet's time, which is the ultra other annoying luck-based thing. So that was actually good in the old Mario Party games, because it could turn the tide of battle at any point, and was a risk-reward trying to even get to it. Whereas those lucky spaces are just out in the open and you just kind of land on them. There's no real risk-reward with it. It's just free luck. There's not like a strategy based around it. Because I know on one of the maps that they're recreating for it, you specifically have to get a key item to even go and, like, literally a key that opens up a door. Quite literally a key item. An item that is a key physically. To even get to the spot that has the chance time to do the ultra ridiculous RNG spot. Which makes it a lot more balanced. It's not like you just randomly land on it. You actually have to actively try to land on it. And even then, it's not a guarantee you'll get on it. How many tiers is the shop do you need to get to 500? Depends what strategy you're doing. If you're doing no skip, it's 1,910 or 2,110. If you're doing partial skip, where you basically start skipping around 200 or so, like we did, it requires 2,510 gems. And if you're doing pure skip, where you skip literally every single time, it costs around 3,110 gems or so. So it really depends how many gems you want to spend. And between each one of those I mentioned, it's about a 2-hour difference or so. At least a 1 hour, if not 2 hour. As far as how much time it saves. Though it's also about 400 gems more expensive each time you move up. Though the more packs you have, the easier it is to do Pure Faction, if nothing else. So this Pure Faction should be pretty straightforward. Having extra stats doesn't hurt, though. Makes it more consistent to get it first try. As well as makes it take less time. But good, he took a skull there. That was actually beneficial because we had a 0% chance to die to death mark there. Because he refreshed the skull, or he refreshed the death mark off the skull. Are factions the best use of gems? No. Factions are actually a really bad use for your gems. The only reason you see me and a lot of other people doing it is later in the game, it's a really good use of gems. However, as you're progressing through the game, you generally do not want to aim for level 500 pure factions. This is only something you specifically do when you have, where you're quite a bit later into the game, which a lot of people are by this point. However, as you're progressing, it is much better value to spend your gems on 50 bulks of gem keys, or even if you have access to it, a 50 bulk of VIP keys, instead of spending it on factions. The main reason for this is this will give you a lot more mythic progress. The rewards that you get from doing 500 pure factions are relatively low, and you don't really need them till much later into the game. And they are quite the gem sink, because every single pure faction requires around 2,000 to 3,000 gems to do effectively. So it can get pretty pricey pretty quick, given that there is 34 factions, or there will be soon. I think there's 31 right now, or 32. I should even double check. How many factions do we have now? I think it's 31. That's obviously a really big number. Which would cost like 60,000 something gems to do them all if you were to do it all with gems, which obviously is a very ridiculously high amount. So it's not really something you want to be doing as you're progressing through the game. But now later in the game, it's good because there's not as many ways to get extra stats, and one of the ways that you could do so later in the game is through pure factions, by getting really high renown, and that high renown then results in stats. It's not that many stats, but relative to how slow you start getting stats later in the game, it's definitely pretty substantial. But as you're progressing through the game, it's pretty bad value to do factions. You'd still participate in the events and everything like that, but you wouldn't go for 500 pure faction. It's just not realistic to do so. The cost is just too high relative to the reward. But it pays off later in the game because it's one of the only few ways to still get stats. Like, for example, today we got an extra permanent attack because we have a high enough renown. It's a little bit harder to see because we already claimed it. But at 76,000, we got an additional attack. And at 80,000, which is not possible yet, but when the next faction comes out, it will be. We'll be able to hit an extra life as well. But in total, we've gotten 4 attack, 7 HP, 7 armor, and 1 magic from doing all the factions. However, to get these stats costs us like 50 to 60,000 gems. So obviously that's pretty pricey, just for that little bit of stats. It gives a few other things too, but obviously the stats are the main thing. So that's pretty pricey. It also gave us a bunch of pets to allow us to upgrade a bunch of kingdoms as well. However, the stats are of course one of the bigger ones that ends up giving. Anyways. Let's keep going. Actually, what's in our mail right now? Oh yeah, just a bunch of junk. I can't believe it does so many separate mails. It's so annoying. So much mail. Anyways, let's keep doing this out. We're almost at 500. So close yet so far. Luckily, turn 1 throw. Oh, we got Zugaf already. Get rid of him just so he doesn't def mark us, just in case. Play it safe. Also, he can't def mark us if we still have barrier, which is nice. Comes into play occasionally. We probably dodge at least a dozen def marks throughout the event, just because barrier will negate out the very first one. Also, we theoretically have enough sigils to do pure faction tonight. We're not going to be though. We'll do it tomorrow night. So we theoretically could do it tonight, but we'll wait. We shall wait. However, I'll do 300 deathless tonight. And then we'll save, what did I say 300? I meant 500. We'll do 500 deathless tonight, but we won't do 500 pure faction. There's 500 deathless, literally just what we're doing now. Just make sure don't die or get transformed, because getting transformed also counts as dying when you're doing a deathless pure faction run, or a deathless faction run, I mean. Is that not dead yet? There we go. Completing a pure faction without potions. Oh yeah, it's really annoying, and you don't have enough. Time to complete the one on Tuesday. So completing these weekend ones are a no-brainer for you. Yeah, the Tuesday ones can be kind of annoying too, because you're kind of restricted to a 24-hour period. They did mention in one of their Q&A streams they are potentially looking into allowing you to get potions outside of the Tuesday event. They have yet to implement such a mechanic that would allow you to do so. However, it is something they mentioned in one of the Q&A streams several months ago. I forget exactly when. It was sometime this year. The whole year's just kind of meshing together, like last year did. But sometime this year, they ended up mentioning that they would consider it. So that means it's going to be about another year and a half before the function actually gets added to the game, because that's generally how long it takes. If they say they'll do, or plan on doing something, it's probably like 2 years down the line. Like, they said they were going to add kingdoms at the beginning of this year, so we still have to wait about another year and a half or so before we actually get new kingdoms. Probably. That seems to be how it works. Is there a wallpaper of the Dark Court background? Yes. It's on Terran's World. The way that you get to it is, let's see. Which I haven't even downloaded it yet either. But to get to it, you go to terransworld.com. You go to, actually, there's a couple different ways we can get to it. We can get through it through Kingdoms, or we can get through it through all the assets. I guess it's kind of easier to get through it through Kingdoms. So if we click on Kingdoms, and then we click Show All, which is kind of hidden here, because it's not loading in all the way. That's not Show All. That is Show All. If we now search for the Kingdom of Dark Court, there it is. And there's the image for it. There we go. Oh, it didn't go. What did I do wrong? There we go. Oh, there it is. Dark Court. And all of its resolution. Yeah, that's how you get the image for it. That's probably the quicker way. There's another way to get to it through the other graphics through the website. However, that's a lot quicker doing it that way. Since you can search for it specifically. Oh, that's not a move. I was like, I'll take those purples. Not how it works. It looks like it was one lower. But yeah, every asset in the entire game is on that website. But none of them are as easy as to find as that. Some of them are a little bit buried underneath the graphics section. Oops, why did I do that? I don't have curse down yet. Whoops. Could have already had one extra kill already. Also, end your turn already. There we go. Could have already won. Oh, it doesn't take too much longer. Kind of like 10 seconds extra. Not too bad. Also, I'm surprised we're not dying yet, though. I guess the extra potion effects and the barriers kind of helping us in that regard. If anyone still has any questions, anything you want me to go over, do let me know. Because once we finish out 500 Deathless, we'll probably call it a night. And then tomorrow night we'll do 500 Pure Faction. As well as the next Guild War Day, which I completely forget what color it is. Whatever tomorrow's Guild War color day is. We shall be doing it. Of course. Watch him transform now that I did that. We'll transform into something that is immune to Devour as I go for the Devour. That actually has not happened yet, though I would not be surprised when it does. Oh, it's Brown Guild War tomorrow. Brown's kind of interesting. Has a lot of tankiness. Like, you're definitely not going to have a lack of tanks on Brown Day, that's for sure. Lots of tank available. So why did I let the guy with Death Mark live? Also, why did I not take a Scolder? What do you think about players who ignore the Underworld because it's too challenging? When you're progressing through the game, it's kind of fine to do it. I would still advise farming a single location at level 20. Like City of Thieves or some other location if you're not really doing it. At least do the level 20 every single day. Because it gives you a pretty nice amount of loot as well as hero class XP for whatever hero you want. And you can just use a quick kill Rowan team or something similar to get a bunch of free XP while also getting Chaos Shards and stuff like that. So that's advised if you're not going to be doing it. At least do like a level 20 farming on a specific kingdom or specific faction and just keep it at 20 forever. Aside from that, yeah, you kind of do ignore factions for a lot of the time. I know I'm a Nintendo Switch account. Aside from farming places at level 20, I basically never really touch factions. It's just not really worth the time as you're progressing through the game. It doesn't really become worth it until you get later into the game. It's a mechanic that you can pretty much ignore other than the Tuesday faction events because free loot and whenever a weekend faction comes around because even more free loot. But aside from that, yeah, you don't really tend to touch factions that much as you're progressing. It's only something you really focus on a lot later in the game. You definitely want to have at least an Iron Gut before you really even bother trying to get deep in factions, that's for sure. Because it's pretty annoying to do so without some of the really big options like Zugoff, Iron Gut. Well, Zugoff isn't required, but it's definitely helpful. Though Zugoff's easier to get than ever in the current state of the game because of the Numapalooza thing. So, getting Zugoff, while still very hard, isn't as hard as it used to be. And one nice thing about Zoogoff is it's always in rotation, so it can actually be easier to get sometimes than some other mythics, because obviously getting 8 power orbs is hard. However, once you have it and you feel like crafting him, you can do so immediately, unlike many other mythics where you have the resources for it and you might have to still wait months before you have the opportunity to do so. Now that Zoogoff can actually be obtained within months, it is theoretically almost easier to get Zoogoff now than any other mythic. Well, maybe not any other mythic, because that one Hatter troop is actually really easy to get now for 8 orange orbs. But yeah, Zoogoff's a lot easier to get now than in the past, that's for sure. Because you don't have to worry about, one nice benefit of it is that you don't have to worry about the rotation of Guild Wars, Vaults. Gosh, I'll say it right eventually. Of the Soul Forge, because it's always in rotation. So you never have to worry about it not being in rotation, because it always is. 1,000, 1,000. Oh, we still don't have 1,000 attack yet, sad. No, we're almost at a 500. How are we not getting 1,000 attack yet? We should be able to in 2 Devourers. I'm actually surprised it's not doing it. Yeah, it'd be nice if you could reset the Underworld thing. That or actually allow you to do level 20s effectively. That was a complaint given to them a long while back. I even mentioned it in the beta, and they still have done nothing to it. They did one thing that they think it actually solved the problem. However, it didn't solve the problem when they allowed you to do like a level 50 for the faction. However, that did not solve the problem whatsoever. Though I think they think it fixed the problem, but it did not. I mentioned it in the beta, and it is still an issue to this day, like 2.5 years later. The fact that doing level 20 kingdoms is actually, or factions, is better than doing level 500 factions, as far as a farming perspective, because you get the exact same loot. Actually, you get even more loot from the lower one, because you end up getting a bigger multiplier from it. So you can just keep farming it, plus it's quicker. There's really no reason to not like camp a single 20. Ideally City of Thieves, though any of them would be good. How do you buy gem keys with gems? Do you get them through arena offers? The main way that you would do it is buy 50 bulks. You just go do a 50 bulk and then get them that way. I personally haven't needed to do that for a very, very, very long amount of time. There's so many other things that use gems now that I try to never spend gems on keys. In the last 3 years, I don't think a single time have I actually spent gems on keys. Though if you are to do it, you'd want to buy 50 bulks because you get them for 9 gems each instead of 10 gems each, which makes them 1 gem cheaper each. If you do it in 50 bulk instead of buying them one at a time. So you want to wait until you have at least 450 gems before you get gem keys, so you can get the discount on them. I should have taken the purple so we got the mana there. Oh, he better not die to Death Mark. Luckily, it's the last battle we need to do here. So if he does die, it's not as big a deal. Also, I'm making sure he lives because we already did a Death Mark on us, and we want to make sure he lives so he keeps refreshing the Death Mark, so it can't actually kill us. Because once he actually gets it down on us, it's more important that he lives than dies. But if he hasn't gotten on us, it's more important that he dies than lives. Not too big of a detail, but it helps a little bit to make sure you don't die to Death Mark as often. I think it's only happened to us once or twice so far in the entirety of the 500 deathless. Or, you know, 500 up to that point. Obviously, it doesn't matter if we do deathless on any of them except for this one right here. As long as something crazy doesn't happen that kills us out, should be fine. Oh, I could have just taken a skull. Whoops. Hey, he got transformed. Oh, he doesn't even come in with traits. Okay, nice. If you do that to a player, they will, assuming they have the traits. But in Underworld, it doesn't, so that ends up working out pretty nicely. Yeah, 50 is still better than getting stuck at 500. However, it's nowhere near a solution to what should have happened. And the problem is they think it is a solution, so they're never going to change it to something better, most likely. Even though it's not a proper solution. Oh yeah, let's go get this deathless. 2 more rooms, and boom, that is 500 deathless. Then tomorrow we will go do Pure Faction. And then there's the sigils to do it with. We're gonna have 6 sigils. I'm pretty sure we will not mess up that many times. I sure hope not. Should be able to get a first try tomorrow night. Should be able to. Okay, let's go get our other destroy. But yeah, anyone else have any other questions, let me know. Because once we finish out this next faction, we'll probably call it a night for now. And then we'll be back tomorrow night, same time as always, 1.5 hours prior to now tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we'll be messing around with doing Pure Faction, as well as Brown Guild War. We'll do Brown Guild War first, of course. And then get around to Pure Faction. Okay, I'll take that over. Also, we'll have a video going over the faction as well tomorrow during the day. Oh, I should have killed him. Oh, there we go. He did indeed die. Oh, did we finally get 1,000 all stats at the end there? Wait. Did we? I'm not sure we did. No, we still didn't have 1,000 attack. Even if we went for another Devourer on top of it, I think it still would have been slightly short. I'm not sure why, but his kingdom seems to have slightly lower attack. But there we go. So how's the leaderboard doing? Obviously, there's also a leaderboard for this. I wouldn't really advise going for it, though. They were pretty much done, and we'll be hit like 1.5 million. Look at how high the super high people go. They're already at like 7 million. Pretty high. But anyways, is there anything else? I'm pretty sure that is all the things. Daily adventure board, it just has the useless scroll, or not the scrolls, but the useless runes on it. We did this up to 2,000. Oh yeah, we get the pet now, by the way. Let me go claim the pet. We don't have a max pet, but we got a copy of it. We got the kelpweed. It obviously gives bonus to Dark Court. Might as well get this thing upgraded, though it's not going to give us much of a benefit. We're only using 2 of the troops. However, getting it upgraded will give us slightly more towards our pure faction team, so I might as well do it. There's no reason not to. So we shall upgrade the little guy, and then we'll have a max tomorrow night. And that will also give us stars on Grovania, because we're actually locked out on a level 20 pet right now. However, that level 20 pet is the one we just got. Well, it's not level 20 yet, but it will be tomorrow. Get a little bit of gems. We'll get an orb off it tomorrow as well, pretty sure. But, yeah. And then tomorrow night, we get Grovania to 23 star, 24 star, whatever it is. Because it's currently blocked by a max pet, and that will be the max pets. Let's see. There's still some other questions. The next time the devs have the type of Q&A, we need to push for upgrading treasure coin purses are so worthless. Oh, you mean the treasure hunt? They're still planning on a treasure hunt rework at some point. What on earth they're finally going to do it? I have no clue. Was wondering, will you revamp your defend teams and use the Leonis Tower? I personally don't feel like Leonis Tower will end up doing too good in Guild War defense. Main reason for that is, of course, there are a billion different tower killing troops. So it is pretty easy if they really wanted to just set a hero, a tower slaying option and basically just one-shot the tower. That'd be the biggest concern, is quite a few colors has some pretty good ones that basically act like a normal troop that don't even need to worry about it. Like, for example, the Goblin team off of red-blue has, I believe, a tower counter. And, yeah, he's already a good troop to begin with, even if he didn't have 5 times damage to towers. But he can also just one-shot the tower as well, so... I personally don't feel like the tower would end up being as worth it. Zugov can kind of get away with it just because he has so much damage that he can kind of get away with being a boss. However, the tower isn't so strong that you could really justify it. Because one of its other things that kind of makes it good is that it's tanky. However, that tankiness kind of goes out the window when they could just one-shot you. Because that's the opposite of tankiness, if they could just set one troop and kill it. Whereas Zugov's main gimmick isn't to tank, it is to do a ridiculous amount of damage. So it's not as big a deal if they can one-shot it, because they can also one-shot the enemy back. So it kind of evens out, because if they do one-shot it, well, Zugov can get it first and also one-shot. Whereas the tower can't one-shot, it just kind of tanks. But its whole tankiness is kind of completely diminished if it can just one-shot it with a tower-slaying troop, which makes it a little bit less viable to really use. You can use it offensively and kind of get away with it, because you'll know that the enemy doesn't have a tower-slaying troop, since you'll be able to scout them and just see. However, when they're facing you, obviously, they can just set to one, and you kind of just lose, more often than not. Not everyone will bother setting to it, however, it'll happen enough that it's really not worth setting tower on defend. What level horde are we running? 155, I believe it is. It's mostly because it gives a double magic at that point. And it's a kind of nice midpoint between 100 and 200. But a reason we specifically go to 155 is it jumps up by 2 magic. But yeah, instead of going to something like 150, if you just go another 5, you get a 2 magic bonus. So pretty nice, as well as a few other stats, obviously. There are a couple different areas where it does spike up by 2. However, 155 is a nice little mid area where, like, right there just went up by 2 as well. There went up by 1. There goes up by 2 again right here. But, yeah, 155 is a nice stopping point, right between 100 and 200, while still getting that little bit of extra magic boost out of nowhere for the double. The main reason why it double skips like that is because the extra bonus that you get from the kingdom, and in doing so, it kind of scales where it kind of jumps up occasionally. But anyways, guys, I will catch you guys soon. Hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Best of luck with the faction. We will be back tomorrow night, same time as always, hour and a half prior to now tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll be running Brown Guild War. We'll be running the Pure Faction 500 for this place. And we'll be able to get Grovania upgraded to 23, 24 star, whatever ends up going to. So that'll be a lot of fun. Aside from that, we'll have a video going up over the faction sometime tomorrow. And we'll go from there. Hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Thank you so much for stopping by as always. Greatly appreciated. And I'll see you guys soon. Goodbye.